Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Surprisingly, believe it or not, I'm going with the Young Buck and Mason Rudolph and the Pittsburgh Steelers at home.
Yeah, they at home?
It's at Pittsburgh. That's what I like. I like Pittsburgh at home.
If that game is in Cincinnati, I'd be with the Bengals. Since they're trash, I'm going with Chip. No. Listen. I'm agree with you. You're trying to make me already. I'm going with Rudolph for now because they're home. Only because Rudolph has potential.
You said
if
you was betting, that would be a push game.
No.
Because you already said if Cincinnati was if Cincinnati was at home, I would go with Cincinnati.
No, with Rudolph and them, they're home. They're in Pittsburgh. The yellow towels are flying.
Yeah.
So I'm going with
like
the
I said,
Pittsburgh.
if it was a betting game, it was money involved. That would be a push game for you.
I'm going with
that would definitely be a push game for you, folks. We are back live, Facebook Live, SportsRap Radio Show, the group page on Facebook.
Yeah.
Tune in. And I got to give a shout out to my guy that was tuned in last time. I hope he can come back and catch up with us again. Chuck Bolger, classmate of mine, good dude, good friend of mine.
Right.
Tailgate, parking lot F2, Sunday against the New York Jets is where I'll be. I'll be down there, you said about 8, 9 o'clock. I'll be down there about 9:15-ish, 9:30-ish. And remember, like I said, I will have live coverage from the tailgate of the Eagles game, Eagles versus Jets. My guys will be down there. I'm going to have some tailgating footage from them. I will give them a moment to tell you what they do, how you can come and see them. And it's just going to be a great situation. Thank you, Chuck, for inviting me down. You also have some guests coming, so we will definitely cover all of that when we get to that day, Sunday, October the 6th, which is actually this coming Sunday, home game, Eagles versus the Jets. Should be another win for the Eagles. Like I said, you will see all the stuff live, and we'll definitely have a report from that next Monday. So, kicking off week 5, Thursday, October the 3rd, which is this coming Thursday, you got LA Rams at Seattle.
I got Seattle. Must I hate them?
Now, surprisingly, I'm not going to change my sheet. But surprisingly, even though the way I just talked about them, and I just talked about them because I still don't feel like they should have given up that many points to Tampa Bay. I think they have a bounce back game on the road. I actually picked the Rams to beat Seattle.
I'm not mad at you. I can't stand Seattle.
To beat Seattle.
I got Seattle.
So that's who I got for Thursday night. So
Seattle.
you move on to Sunday, Arizona at Cincy.
I got Cincy.
I like Cincinnati in that game. Now, Arizona is bad. Terrible. They're bad. Buffalo at Tennessee.
Got Tennessee Titans.
I like Buffalo. Tennessee is not impressive to me at all. I still got questions about Mariota. Buffalo's been playing good. Their defense is one of the top defenses in the league, if not the top defense in the league right now. So I'm going to ride out with upstate New York, and go with the Buffalo Bills in that game. Chicago at Oakland.
The Bears.
I got the Bears in that game.
The Bears.
I think Khalil Mack is going to have a monster day.
He's the best player.
Going back to play against a team that felt like they didn't need him to win.
Best defensive player in the league.
Felt like they could do some things without him.
Right.
So I think he's going to go back there with a chip on his shoulder. And he said it when he left. He said all he wanted them to do was talk to him.
Right.
That's all. And it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about none of that. He said, I just wanted these guys to talk to me.
Right.
Not through my agent or anything, just talk to me. So I'm going with Chicago. They're going to take that game. Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
New Orleans Saints. Bridgewater.
I'm going with the Saints at home. New Orleans, for some reason, just had a great day yesterday and put up that 55 points. They don't put up 55 points against New Orleans at home.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Minnesota at New York.
I got the Vikings.
The football Giants.
I was going to pick the Giants, but with Danny Dimes,
I'm not changing my schedule. You know, when I looked at the schedule initially,
the Vikings.
I'm going with the Vikings. Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings.
Danny Dimes is going to take the L today.
And the Giants' defense is
terrible. They don't got one.
Their defense. Thielen is back, so Thielen is going to help Kirk Cousins a little bit. But the Giants' defense is just not good at all.
Right.
The Jets at the Philadelphia Eagles.
I got them doggone birds.
I got the Eagles winning that game at home. You know, another win against a team that you should beat. And like I said, 2 years ago when they made that run for the Super Bowl, when they beat teams that they should beat.
Right.
They have been doing that. Started off a little slow with some injury stuff this year, but
Right.
they usually beat teams that they should beat here more recently. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Right.
In that game.
Baltimore
at
I
Pittsburgh.
got the Baltimore Ravens. They coming off a
I'm going
loss
with the
too.
Ravens.
They gonna blow
Like I
them
said,
out.
we know what Pittsburgh is.
They gonna blow them out.
Who would have thought that they would be what they are right now? I'm going with Baltimore. New England and Washington.
They have 80 points.
Forget that game. We all know.
You already know what I'm
Jacksonville at Carolina.
I got Carolina.
I like Jacksonville on the road.
I like the backup quarterback, Allen. He's getting a little superstar.
Still don't trust it.
Yeah.
Carolina, I don't know what's going on there.
There
There are some things going on there, so I'm going with Jacksonville.
I got Carolina.
Atlanta at Houston.
I got Houston.
Going with the Texans at home. Like I said, Atlanta's now 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
They had their moral victory, their Super Bowl, if you will, by beating the Eagles week 2, and they haven't won since.
Right.
They're now 1-3. So again, I'll take Houston at home. The Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers.
I got the Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers in that game as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Green Bay Packers at the Dallas.
That's gonna be a good game. I got Dallas. I was gonna pick Green Bay.
I take Green Bay.
If that game's in Green Bay, I would automatically put Green Bay.
See, there you go again with that. If it was home, forget about if it was home.
Dallas. I got Dallas.
I'm going with Green Bay.
I got Dallas. But
And
that defense is gonna be ball.
I tell you why.
You know
I
they
go
got
with
good
Green
defense.
Bay. You know why I'm getting ready to say.
What, Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I know A-Rod.
Hey,
He's my
but
favorite
the
player.
thing is, the
Yeah.
difference for me is
So you got better defense this
go
year?
back and watch the game last night.
Right.
Watch the Dallas game last night.
Right.
The 3 games that they played
Coming
prior.
off a lot. I'm glad you're bringing it
The
up.
3 games they played
Coming
prior.
off a loss there.
Their offense was clicking on all cylinders,
But
it was subpar
they
competition.
come off a loss.
They played against some legit competition.
Right.
Although they lost Drew Brees, whatever, but their defense is still solid.
I got Dallas.
They got 2 fumbles yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's going to happen every week, but
Right.
I'm just saying
Right.
you start to see the difference.
I know
That offense struggled last
I know
night.
why you want to lose.
It has nothing to do with that. I'm just talking about what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
First 3 games,
Right.
subpar talent, they did what they were supposed to do. I'm not
Right.
taking nothing away from that.
Right.
I don't like Dallas at all, but I'm just saying.
I like it.
Calling it what it is.
Spade.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
3 subpar teams that you should beat, they beat.
Right. I think
You
that
played
bounced
against a team yesterday that was a
Right.
legit football team with a solid defense.
back. Right.
Your key performers, your key stars, your quarterback and your running back, both had key fumbles
Yeah. They both
in
come off
different
losses.
situations in that game.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Dallas is going back home, Green Bay's going on the road.
Yeah. They both come on losses.
But
Yeah. It's gonna be a good game.
Good game, Dave. I give the advantage to Green Bay.
I love A-Rod. That's my favorite player.
Because of Aaron Rodgers, and not just because of what he does on the field.
He has a defense this year. too.
Because of what he can do
Oh, he will hurt you.
here.
He will kill you.
What he can do here.
But I think
So,
that run game.
another test for the Green Bay's defense. Their run defense sucks, of course, yeah. But
And Zach.
the problem becomes, and we all know it with them.
Right.
The quicker you score, you need more time. Guys like Aaron Rodgers, and I say it all the time, as much as
You can't
guys like
leave
Aaron
that
Rodgers,
there.
as much as I don't like Tom Brady, they've been proven you can't leave them time on the clock.
Yeah.
They will come back to bite you. And I said, fortunately, the Eagles had a bend but don't break move on Thursday night, and
Dallas has a defense.
they knocked down. But still, it doesn't matter if you
Yeah,
got
I got
defense.
Dallas.
I'm telling you,
Right.
Dallas is going to be changed. Like I said, it's going to change. That offense was sweet
Right.
in the first 3 games. Like I said, if you go back and you watch that game again last night,
Right.
aside from those 2 fumbles,
Right.
they struggled
Right.
against a legit
I
defense.
hope I'm wrong because I don't like that.
They struggled
Right.
against a legit defense.
Right.
So I think Green Bay's defense is not as good as the New Orleans defense because you can run all over Green Bay. But again, like I said, you get Zeke going, that means quick scores, and then you giving this dude opportunities. You can only give him but so many opportunities.
True. Yeah,
So again, and the way he feels about that game Thursday night,
Pissed.
the way he's still growing and learning the offense, I think this is the game that they get back from losing to the Eagles.
We'll see. 425 game. Yeah, I'm gonna text
so
you.
I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going. I got Dallas.
I'm going with Green Bay on the road.
Yeah. Colts.
Like I said, I'm not sold on Dak Prescott either. So I think if it comes down to a quarterback duel, I take Aaron.
Yeah.
But if it comes down to the contract to a quarterback duel,
please.
I take Aaron Rodgers
all day. Of course.
Indianapolis at Kansas City.
I got the Chiefs.
Kansas City at home at Arrowhead against.
They're only gonna lose one game
against Indianapolis. Jacoby Brissett. Their defense is starting to play a little bit better. I'm talking about Kansas City. So
right.
And we all know what Patrick Mahomes has been doing.
You only gonna lose one game.
So we know what that is. And
Monday night, I'm going with my boys.
Closing out Monday night.
I'm going with my
Cleveland against San Fran. And I picked Cleveland now. Oh no.
Oh.
I picked Cleveland on the road.
Why? Explain why. Why?
Because I'm not sold on Jimmy G.
Our defense.
And I think
you don't like our defense.
I think although Cleveland has been struggling, I think talent-wise, some key positions on offense, their talent is a little bit better.
Our defense is better than that.
I said in some positions on offense,
right.
I think they have some key positions that their talent and their skills, their talent level is veterans and it's a little bit better talent level on the offensive end. So
I got us.
I just think, and I just think that
it can go either way.
It can go either way,
yeah,
but I just think that, I just think, like I said, I just think that the veteran skill set of some of those offensive performers is going to outweigh some of what you have on defense. Not saying that you don't have any talent, I just think the veteran talent is a little bit better. Even though they are struggling, I think the talent is a little bit better.
I don't think we're going to have 5 turnovers like we did last year.
Yeah, you better not. You better not have 5 turnovers. So, a couple things I wanted to get into. And we're back live, so I need some people to chime in on this with me. And I want to talk about this real quick. Like I said, I mentioned to you that the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have had some sanctions handed down to them. And this is what is going on with them. Right. They had some stuff, some past with everything going on.
Right.
So they are on probation for the next 4 years. They are not allowed to participate in the NCAA basketball tournament this coming summer. They will lose 1 scholarship for every year of probation. They have severe recruiting restrictions. Okay, that will be put into place. The program will also be fined $5,000 as well. And
they can't go to people's houses.
No, they can't.
They can't recruit kids.
They can't do none of that.
Oh wow!
So the program must now officially dissociate themselves with Jared Jack and not Wendell Carter, but there's another guy, Bell. There's an 8-week ban for unofficial visits, a 3-visit reduction from the permissible number of visits, official visits, an 8-week ban on recruiting communications, a reduction of 19 recruiting person days from the permissible number.
Right.
So Georgia Tech got hit heavy, and if you are paying attention, if this is what Georgia Tech got hit with, be on the lookout for what comes down the pipe for Kansas, Arizona, and LSU in this mix. Right. I also told you about the G League, the NBA G League will be testing a new free throw rule where it's kind of taking a page out of the Big Three. The Big Three, if you got fouled on the 3-point shot, you got 1 shot to make 2. So that's what they're going to try in the G League first. They're going to do you 1 free throw for all of the allotted points. So again, if you get a 2-pointer, you get 1 free throw for the 2 points. I'm guessing the free throw, the 3-pointer, you get 1 shot to get all 3 points. So, folks, here's where you get your chance to chime in and join in on this conversation. So we got to do some social media stuff. So like I said, we are live on Facebook Live in the group page, SportsRap Radio Show. So get over there, tune in, and check out what we are talking about right now. So the first thing I want to get to is this. Ben Simmons has said, and I posted this earlier. Ben Simmons has said that he lost the enjoyment of playing basketball last season. But he also says that this summer he fell in love with the game once again. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, I had some people talk to me about it. Some things were said. In my opinion, I think it can happen, but I also think it's a stretch for somebody his age who is playing a game that he allegedly loved. He said he also got the love back in. So let's say he loves a game that he loves for millions of dollars, wealthy, has made him wealthy. The game is taking him places that he probably would not have been, or maybe would not have been without basketball.
Right.
This is why I tell kids all the time, there's more to basketball than actually making an NBA roster. Basketball can take you places, can take you all over the world. Basketball can open so many doors for you. You just have to find which door you want open or which door you want to open for you. So you can go back and check that and leave me some comments and concerns. Now the second thing I want to talk about, and since we are getting close to basketball season, I saw a list, and this list is allegedly the top 10 point guards right now in the NBA. So, with that being said, here is the list. And I'm going to go in reverse order this time. I always go in top to bottom, 1 to 10 or 1 to whatever.
Right.
This time, I'm going to go in reverse order from 10 back to 1.
Right.
What's up, Ray? I hope you're glad you tuned in. This is a good topic. If you see Dink anywhere, you close to him, call him, tell him tune in. Dink, De Niro, Ace De Niro, my homie, you commented on this, and we're going to get to your comment in 1 second. So I'm going to post this video later so you can check it out and see what I said about what you had to say, and gave you your shout out for chiming in on social media. So here we go with the list. Chris Paul, Jamal Murray, De'Aaron Fox, Mike Conley, Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Dame Lillard, Steph Curry. That is your list from 10 to 1. So, like I said, my guy, Ace De Niro, on Instagram, you chimed in. And you asked me, you said to me, first you said that you would put Chris Paul and Jamal Murray above Ben Simmons. I agree with that. I could see that. You also asked me would I put Paul and Murray, would I put Simmons over them two? And I told you what I've been saying for the longest time, actually since Ben Simmons has been playing point guard for the Philadelphia 76ers. I still to this day honestly do not think Ben Simmons is a point guard. I think he's playing point guard. But that's just my belief, that's in my opinion. So I have no issues with you saying that Chris Paul or Jamal Murray could be above Ben Simmons. I also think that there are some questionable names that could have been added to this list.
Right.
And I mean, some of them are young, but I'm just taking for the argument of being a point guard and the play. Luka is not on this list. And I understand that they're young, but you got De'Aaron Fox on the list. But Luka's not on the list. Trae Young is not on the list. I also think that some of these names could be moved around. Okay? I personally think that Kyrie Irving could be ranked higher than Russell Westbrook.
He's not?
And no, Russell Westbrook is number 3, Kyrie Irving is number 4. Now, people may think I'm crazy, people may say, I'll say this, but I've said from way back when they had that 3-headed monster plus Ibaka in OKC, when they went to the finals and they lost to Miami, I said at that moment, and I still say it to this day, and hence it won't happen because he's not there anymore, that OKC would never win the title with Russell Westbrook as their starting point guard. Hasn't happened, and we see he's now out of OKC because they're doing a rebuild or whatever. But now he's in Houston. And just a little bit off topic, you talk about that.
Kyrie's
I can't wait to see how that plays out in Houston with Russell Westbrook
they played with each other before.
and James Harden. But it's different now.
Yeah. They're gonna be like,
it's different now.
It's not gonna work.
It's way different. You said they played before, but it's way different.
I'm saying they can put a lot of points, highlights.
When they played before,
it's a team on it.
It was more so James Harden was the man on that second unit.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a little real rift.
Right.
When he got back with Rusty, he knew it was Rusty's thing. I just got to get in where I fit in.
Right.
Now it's the total opposite. Now you got Rusty going into James Harden thing.
Right.
Talking now you got to try and fit in where you gonna fit in.
Right.
'Cause that's his thing now.
Yeah, his thing. Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
Right.
How that offense is gonna play out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got two guys
They want the ball.
that require the ball to do most of their thing. I mean, James Harden definitely requires the ball, but Rusty's not going to take that step back
Yeah, somebody said
and
that.
stand in the corner and wait spot up
James
for
said he
that
is.
three. He's not going to do that.
James ain't gonna do that. He
James
lied to
Harden's
me.
not going to do that.
He said he lied to me.
They're not going to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. And you know, one of the reasons I say I put Kyrie, because Kyrie makes more basketball plays for his teammates or
He has
to
proved
help his
himself,
teammates than Russell Westbrook does.
He proved himself already.
Russell always gets into that mode where he feels like he has to take over the game.
Mm-hmm.
Some nights you don't have to take over
Kyrie, the game comes.
Some
Kyrie.
nights you may need to get your other players, your other
Involved.
teammates involved.
Right.
Okay, so that being said, you know, Steph Curry at number one right now.
As he should.
I mean, that's arguably correct.
I wouldn't debate with that.
I mean, you could say it. Well, how would you debate it? Who would you put at number one?
No, I'm saying I would not debate that.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah, I won't debate. I love
debate it, but I mean,
I said
I'm
anybody
sure,
who debate that.
I'm sure you can find somebody to argue.
Well,
You can find some people that can argue. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm
But
please.
to break it all down, you know, the reason that I think he's number one is
there's a lot of things.
is because when his team needs him,
He gets everybody involved.
But when just not
He
even
can
so
get
much that,
his when he
just
wants
period.
to. Yeah.
When the team needs him,
He's there.
he steps up and he
All the
performs
time. Consistent.
all the time.
Yeah.
So the list, you know, like I said, it can be moved around.
That was a good
So
list.
you can take some people off and add some people in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I gave you 2 questions of people that could be on the list, that could be discussed to be put on this list.
Right.
And I mean, that was only 2. And I'm still thinking, like, trying to figure, is there anybody else? I'm trying to run through teams in the league and trying to figure, is there anybody else that I could add to this list?
Right.
And it's tough, but I'm sure if I get somewhere and I look at NBA rosters, I could probably add some more names that could arguably go,
Right.
or arguably be candidates for this list.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chuck, what's up, my man? You back again? I see Auntie Joe. I see you listening, tuning in. Mark Brown, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, that list is something that can be discussed.
Right.
It can be debated all up and down. Like I said, you can add people on the list.
Right.
You can take people off of the list.
Right.
You can jostle these people around, and things could be done, you know, to make a better list. I mean, you could almost have a list with some of these guys eliminated from the list as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take into consideration that, again, like I said, there are names that you could add to this list. There are some people's names that could be taken off of this list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just another tidbit, I want to talk a little bit more about Vontez Burfict and a little bit more about Antonio Brown. But, I mean, some stuff has to be said about this. Like I said, Vontez Burfict, I thought, had found new life in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
He almost made a case for himself when he tried to lobby for Antonio Brown.
Right.
Tried to talk some sense into him when he was there. So he gave you the impression that he might have had an epiphany or something. Or he might have had a change of heart and wanted to change his ways.
I'm trying to lose the stripes.
And I mean, it's funny because it's weird that he was the one that was actually trying to help Antonio Brown. But he was the actual one that put that hit on Antonio Brown and knocked him a little crazy, which a lot of people are trying to referencing to his antics right now.
That guy's crazy, man.
But Burfict does this every single year. for his run in Cincinnati, he did it every year. At some point, either in the season, a crucial game, crucial moment in the game, or playoffs, he does something that is beyond silly. It's just downright stupid.
Yeah. You get fined.
You get fined. You get suspended.
You don't care.
You giving money back to the NFL.
It's
But
an $8 billion industry.
You would think that at some point you learn your lesson.
Yeah.
You keep getting fined, you keep getting suspended. You would think at some point you realize that maybe, just maybe I need to look at myself and see if there's something going on with me that's causing all this. Because it can't be them if I keep doing it every year. It's got to be something with me. It's like that thing what they say about crazy people. You can't expect to do the same thing and get a different result. It ain't going to happen.
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
It is what it
You heard the people, I said it. You can't expect to keep doing the same things and get different results. It ain't going to happen. So, with that, Vontez Burfict now suspended for the rest of the season.
Definitely.
And I mean, it's 4 weeks into the season, y'all.
This guy, man.
4 weeks in. Klein, thanks for tuning in, cuzzo. It's 4 weeks into the season.
Right.
And you're suspended for a year, possibly looking at being banned for a year.
2019 season.
Now, I'm going to say this. Given the Antonio Brown situation, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second with his most latest. Given that Antonio Brown situation, how the NFL has done, how the teams have done him, the Raiders first the NFL.
Right.
These are the helmets, ABC, whatever it is, the guidelines. Check one of these, and you can wear one of these. You can't wear the other one no more. It doesn't fit our safety guidelines. Went through it with them. Okay. Gets traded to the Raiders. Goes through some stuff with the Raiders. The Raiders actually, at some point, put out an ultimatum. You're either with us, all in, or you're all out.
That's what
Mike
Mayock said.
What I said to some people in the beginning, when that situation all started out, you're not going to have your way with guys like Mike Mayock and John Gruden. Especially Mike Mayock. Mike Mayock's name is synonymous with NFL football, if you do not already know. Mark my words, you heard what I said. And if anybody that's tuned in, Chuck, you the football dude, anybody, I'm going to say it again. Mike Mayock's name is synonymous with NFL football, if you will. That's how much credit, that's how much swagger, if you will, that's how much legitimacy he has within the realm of the NFL. So you, Antonio Brown, with all of your antics, are not going to sway him or play him into seeing things your way.
Nope.
You are not above the team. It's a team effort.
You think he is?
You can't run the route and just let the ball pop out of the air, fly out of the air when you catch it. Don't work like that. So no one man is above the team.
Right.
Establish that. And like I said, it was funny that you had Vontez Burfict there. It was the guy who was trying to quell that situation.
Right.
He was trying to talk to Antonio Brown. All in all, we know what Vontez Burfict was. And like I said, I got some fool's gold. I thought that maybe he was starting to have a change, have a different outlook on his life, his game, his job as a football player.
Right.
Then we turn around and we roll into week 4 of the NFL season 2019-2020.
Right.
And he does something stupid again.
4 games.
So, these guys really don't fully understand the magnitude of some of the little things that they do. For me, little things that I do are just little things that I do. Average working Joe, I host a sports show or whatever, but any little thing that I do is just going to be like, all right, yeah, well, okay, he did it, so what, whatever.
Right.
But you guys are in the spotlight, so you got to be careful with everything that you do. Every move you make has to be concise, matriculated, because you're under the microscope.
Right.
So, finally, George, what's up? Marie, Santos, George and Ray, the brothers tuned in. Glad to see y'all tuned in.
A lot of people tuned in.
So listen, a lot of people tuned in today, and I'm glad that you tuned in.
It's a new building, man.
I'm going to give y'all the announcement again before we close out. But lastly, Antonio Brown, you heard what I said earlier. He is filing a record 9 grievances and appeals against the NFL and probably the Raiders and the Patriots. Dude, you're not getting none of that money.
$10 million for the Patriots.
You trying to get 61 mil
and then 33 with the
as
Raiders.
Combined from them. You're trying to end up getting to a total like 61
mil.
Ain't giving to them. You are not getting that money.
No, Robert Kraft and
the 29 was voided by the Raiders.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that money.
I thought it was 33.
29 that was actually voided.
Okay.
Because he got a paycheck because he was there, training camp, whatever. He never played the game.
Right.
Because he was on the roster, they had to pay him.
9 million, 15
but
million.
it's 29 mil
15 million
that was voided.
Right.
15 mil from
Robert Kraft now.
The Patriots that was rescinded. So you're looking at 45.
Right.
Let's add bump that 29 to the 30 and make it a 45. We want bump up the numbers, round up.
You think you're gonna win? You think you're gonna win it?
No.
You said no. I don't think he is either.
What?
And Rosenhaus took all this chirping.
What way possible could he think that he's gonna win?
Rosenhaus being his ear all the time.
What way does Rosenhaus think he's gonna win?
He's the best agent in the game and all this crap.
But you have an open investigation going on right now.
Yeah, NFL.
Hence the reason that the Patriots parted ways with you.
Right.
You can't be part of this with open investigation because they don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
So it's best that you stay away from the team, deal with what you
need
need to
deal
with, and then we'll move on and you move on.
Right.
But you trying to get an extra 16 million out of the deal.
You messed up the 33 million with the Raiders.
It's 45.
Yeah,
Let's say 45.
Yeah,
Both teams is 45. We're
Yeah.
going to run up to 45.
Yeah.
You're not getting that.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that all of these grievances and this and that what you file are going to prove that they owe you this money? First of all, if you really get down to intricacies, the Raiders could almost go with breach of contract.
Right.
I'm just going stretching here, going on a limb a little bit, but they could almost think about trying to see about breach of contract. Okay.
All you had to just play ball.
And then you turn around and you put out these tweets. You drag your personal stuff into social media, and you try to bring Big Ben in, Ben Roethlisberger, about his situation. You try to bring Robert Kraft in his situation. But I mentioned last week, folks, here is the difference with those two situations and yours, Mr. Antonio Brown. Ben Roethlisberger. And don't get me wrong, folks. I'm not condoning what these guys did, any one of the three. Okay, I'm not condoning it. I'm just giving you the facts of how I see it.
Right.
My facts, how I see it, and my interpretation of the entire situation.
Right.
You talk about Big Ben. We all know what Big Ben did. We're not going to go into details about any of these guys right now. We all know what Ben's situation was.
Right.
Difference is Antonio Brown. Ben got pulled into the NFL offices. All right, look, Ben, this is what your actions call for. This 4-game suspension, you're going to lose this money. And you know what happened? Yeah, I got quiet for a reason. Ben took that suspension.
Right.
Now, all being Antonio Brown, you have every right to feel, every right and every opinion, and your own opinions to feel that wasn't enough for what he did.
Right.
Personally, I didn't think it was enough for what he did. But different situation involving dealing with the NFL. The NFL said, look, you get a 4-game suspension, this, and this. Ben said, all right, I got the 4-game suspension. I got to eat that. I did it. Got to get the suspension. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Robert Kraft. Situation with him. Same thing.
Right.
It's back to the NFL.
Right.
Look, because of what you did, it's in the contract, it's in the rule book. This comes with this kind of fine, this, that, and the third. All right, it's what I got to deal with. It's a fine. I'll deal with the stuff. I'll deal with my own stuff legally, my personal legal stuff. I'll deal with that. This is the NFL. I got to deal with this way. This is what's coming down the pipe. Bang, that's what it is. That's what I'll do.
Right.
Excuse me. On the flip side, we get to Mr. Antonio Brown. Dude, the stuff that you did, come on, man. Like, people know. We know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even like go into it in detail. And then you get to the Raiders. Like, well, let's backtrack the whole thing. You get to the helmet situation.
Feet first.
But not even that. The helmet was first.
Yeah.
You had this helmet you played in 2-3 years ago. Fine and well. The NFL is now in this mode or whatever, trying to improve the safety of their players, protect their investment.
Right.
They gave you 3 to 6 companies that they used that were in the guidelines that you could use as alternates.
Still was crying.
I go back to what Stephen A. said. Every time I talk about this, I go back to what Stephen A. said. Stephen A. said on ESPN First Take,
right.
It's not like they telling you to go to Dick's and buy a helmet off the shelf and play in
It's
that.
top of the line.
They've tested these helmets. That's why they're giving them to you.
Right.
You didn't want to do that. I give him a slight little pass
Right.
on the cryogenic foot thing. Because for one,
Right.
it was your fault partially because you know you was going to the chamber, you know what kind of footwear you're supposed to. It ain't your first time there, you know.
Yeah.
Secondly, I give him a little pass because you go to that facility, those people that work there know what kind of footwear you're supposed to wear. Somebody in there should have been like, yo, that ain't the right kind of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him a little pass for that. Like I said, that's both of them.
Right.
I'm not saying it's equally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You knew where you was going, you should have the right footwear. In turn, y'all as a business,
right.
liability issues, y'all should have told him, yo, that's not the right kind of shoes. We can't let you go in there, whatever.
Right.
Long story short, it didn't happen. We are where we are.
Right.
You go to the Raiders. You get the trade to the Raiders, whatever, like you wanted. Like, get out of Pittsburgh.
Hugging David
Then you
Carr.
get there.
Hugging David Carr.
You give them the facade, like you're going to turn your life around. You're going to change
fool
the environment. Fool everybody. Fool's gold.
Yeah.
Then you get there and you start cutting up again.
Oh my God, that's boy.
So now you've got some people there in the front office, like Mayock again, that are telling you, yo, listen, this is a football team.
Right.
It's not the Antonio Brown show.
What is it now?
I got 52 other guys that I got to deal with too. No one man is above the team.
Right.
So they gave you a little pass at first. You kept going, and they finally broke it down. Either you all in or you all out.
Like me.
Period.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he was all out. Contract for you. You get life. Whatever you want to call it. New England Patriots. They didn't need you anyway.
Right.
Really. But they figured they would give you a shot.
Right.
History has proven that all the shots that they've given haven't worked out.
Yeah.
The only one that worked out was Randy Moss.
Yeah.
They had Ocho Cinco there, it didn't work out.
Right.
Antonio Brown, you go there. In the midst of an open investigation, they give you a shot.
One game.
Play one game.
Did okay.
Then, now mind you, just to backtrack, the first instance with the sexual assault, that victim said that publicly, she is going to cooperate with any and every facility that wants to talk to me about this situation.
So nothing's popped up.
So, that means top is blown off of that.
Right.
That means the NFL, feds, whoever come to talk to her, she talking.
Right.
Okay, she gonna tell you whatever she need to tell you. You sent text messages to this woman.
That was stupid.
She saved all of them,
Right.
so she has hard evidence.
Right.
She went into that business loan situation.
Right.
She's got proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then a second incident pops up. Second woman pops
Robert
up.
Kraft got tired.
So now
they cut.
it's time for the Patriots to cut ties with you.
So
that happens. So now, weeks later,
he's going to college.
you realize that you were not going to be able to sustain the lifestyle that you had playing football, not playing football.
Right.
You got a little bit of money, I'm sure. You
It's
probably got some businesses or something little somewhere, probably,
business
that you can live off or whatever. But it's not
that
same.
check.
Now, you are not the Antonio Brown that the entire world knows.
Right.
Now you're just a regular Antonio Brown,
This is not booming
football player, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like that. You're not accustomed to that. You can't handle it.
Right.
So now you decide you're going to file a record,
Try to get that money.
9 grievances and appeals
Good luck.
against the NFL.
Good luck.
What do I always say, people?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta protect the house.
Yeah.
You got $1 billion conglomerate.
Mm-hmm.
They will always protect the house.
Chill,
That being said, another great show in the books.
Yeah.
It is 10 minutes to the 1 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Again, November 3rd.
Gotta do it.
1 p.m.
I'll be there.
Blue and Choose Lounge, 21st in Hunting Park.
Yeah.
NFL Watch Party, hosted by none other than your favorite sports group, SportsRap and Heat 100 Radio. Information will be up on social media later today as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know where to find me, as always, at SportsRap_D on Instagram and Twitter. Webpage, SportsRapRadio.com. YouTube, SportsRap TV. Podcast, SportsRap Podcast. And Heat100Radio.com. As always, folks, be great on purpose. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. And enjoy Beats to the Rhymes by Run DMC to take you out into your lunchtime. And we will see you all week on social media and next Monday live in studio. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody that tuned in on the Facebook Live. Again, chiming in and letting us know you were tuned in.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate you. Hopefully you can come out and join us at our watch party and a lot of the other stuff that we'll be doing. Keep us locked in on social media and stay tuned to see everything Sports Rap Heat 100 Radio. Have a good day, folks. Right at the top of the steps. When you get to the top of the steps, you see the sign, a white door, say restroom right off to your left.
Get out of here.